at a monitor, and it was the 100-meter dash. And I asked the technician, is this a tape from this morning? And he looked around, he said, hey, this is your race, it's going on now.
Auf die Plätze.
It seemed like an hour, but it was only a few seconds. And we knew that we couldn't make it.
Fertig.
It's probably the worst moment in my life outside of my mother and father dying.
There was a gaping hole in lane 2 when this second round 100-meter heat went off at the 1972 Olympics. One of the favorites, American Ray Robinson, missed the race. A few minutes later, another lane was empty as another American favorite, Eddie Hart, also missed his heat. The failure of two of the fastest men in the world to arrive in time for their races remains one of the most tragic stories in Olympic history. It started the morning of August 31st, 1972. Ray Robinson won his opening round 100-meter heat. A short while later, Eddie Hart won his first race too. Along with Coach Stan Wright, they went back to the athletes' village for lunch. Second round heats were set for late afternoon, according to the actual schedule Wright had.
It was a schedule put out by the United States Olympic Committee, and it shows that the 100-meter second round follows the 10,000 meters. But the German organizing committee changed and never let us know, or I never got the information. And they changed and put the 100 meters second round before the 10,000 meters, and that's where I got caught.
On their way back to the stadium, the sprinters wandered into the ABC television compound. That's where they saw the monitor with 100-meter heats going off, live.
It's hard to go back 19 years and give the exact feelings, but I can tell you we all froze.
They jumped in the car of an ABC staff member who drove them frantically to the stadium. For Hart and Robinson, it was too late.
All hell broke loose then as far as frustration, of not understanding, and confusion. And I think that, I don't know who cried first, whether it was Eddie or Ray or myself, but we all cried.
Just sitting here thinking about it and really sitting down and concentrating and thinking about the feeling, it kind of gets me, you know.
Robert Taylor, the third American 100-meter runner, ripped off his sweats and just made it into his heat. The next day, Taylor finished second behind Soviet sprint star Valery Borzov in the final.
There's no question in my mind that if this incident hadn't happened, Eddie would have won the gold medal.
Hart received some consolation in the 4x100-meter relay, holding off Borzov on the anchor leg to win the gold. But for Robinson, who earlier had been removed from the relay, there was only emptiness and anger.
Ray said some harsh things about me, and I can understand that.
I said 20 years ago that it was Stan's Wright's fault, but I knew deep down in my heart if it was anything he could do to change that, he would have.
As a coach, you don't let your athletes down, no matter what. You take the responsibility. And it was not Eddie's fault, and it wasn't Ray's fault. It was my fault.
When I got home, from the Olympics, I was totally embarrassed. I didn't want any press conferences. I just wanted to be left alone.
But Robinson couldn't escape the shame he felt about missing his race. He says everywhere he went, people tormented him about it. At one point, he couldn't get work.
I go into an office and with my credentials, my work experience, fill out the application, the job interview. At one point, I used to put Ray Robinson, former Olympian, world record holder. And maybe after 3 or 4 interviews, I started putting my given name, Renard Robinson, where I graduated from. And that was it. No Olympics.
Afraid to tell people who he was, haunted by an event he couldn't push behind him, Robinson struggled to survive through the late 70s, bouncing in and out of the track world, near vagrancy.
I became very depressed. I wouldn't want to live those days over again.
Eddie Hart, a track coach at Laney Junior College in Oakland, declined to be interviewed for this story. But Ray Robinson, his life in order now, is happy to tell the world that he's doing okay. Finally graduating from college in 1983, he started a new family with his wife Donna and his baby daughter, Raven. And Ray has a good job now, too, teaching phys ed at Gorey Elementary School in Tampa, Florida.
If somebody told me, say, well, if you can go back and get the gold medal and everything in your life right now be changed, I wouldn't do it.
70-year-old Stan Wright, talking about the incident for the first time in 20 years, still suffers.
I'll never forget it. I'll take it to my grave, and I know it, and I'm willing to accept it.